Hello everyone, I'm Ankita Jethi. I'm a business lead generation consultant, and today I'm going to share some insights about how a sale is carried out in any business. So without further ado, let's proceed ahead. Let me share my screen with you. Here is this little blueprint of sales which I'm sharing with you. This is the one actually. And let me explain and give you some insights that how a sale is carried out in any business. I have written self here, which means it's you who's making a sale for your business. And I've written team here, which means that your team is making sales for your business, right? So if it is your team who is making your sales for your business, so that your team is trained, is your business development manager is a trained professional, or he requires training, or he's under training? Because there is a lot of difference between these two people. Anyone who is under training, any salesperson who is under training or is not clear with what the product is or the service is, would not be able to convert a lead to a sale. Why? Because he would not be able to answer questions or queries or objection handling from the client. Those questions, those queries, those objections from the client, your business development manager needs to be trained. He needs to be pitched perfect on what the product is, what the service is, how am I going to handle the client. So he should be a trained professional. And if he is not trained, then we need to give that person a training of at least 45 days and make him pitch internally, and then we should bring him on board. Now let's get to the next step, which is leads from the lead center. I'm assuming that you have got leads in your CRM from all the open channels you have on your digital presence of your business. So now what next step I would do? I would segment the leads into hot leads, warm leads, and cold leads. And how would I do that? I would do that by calling them up, either by myself if you are doing the sales, or it would be done by my sales team. But to tell you something, that while we are doing the calling to any of our leads, we need to be rest assured that the person who is calling to the lead is very well over communication, is very good over communication. Why? Because if my first communication is not right with the lead, there are very less chances that people needs to listen to you. Then only you can take things forward. If you're pitching like, those credit card executives or those loan department executives, nobody is going to listen to you. So for calling, you need to be very good at first communication, and it is very, very important. Then comes the follow-up. For example, I am selling a service and I got a lead from the lead center. I called and I didn't got the response from the lead. From 2 leads, for example, I have not got any response. And from 2 leads, I've got response, and one of them is a hot lead. So I have, cold leads, warm leads, and hot leads. So what would I do? With hot leads, I would make an urgency, a scarcity of resource, so that I can make them convert to a sale. But with warm leads, what will I do? I will nurture them. And there are many techniques of nurturing a client. And with cold leads, I will nurture them a bit more than what we are nurturing warm leads. So we have to take cold leads to warm leads to hot leads, and hot leads to sales. Our ultimate goal is sales, right? And to tell you, it takes at least 8 follow-ups to convert a warm lead or a cold lead to a sale. All right. So if for example, if I have a hot lead and I'm doing a simple follow-up, I'll eventually end up doing a sale. If I'm having warm leads and cold leads, so I will nurture these warm leads, I will convert them to hot leads, and I'll have those sales. And if I'm having cold leads, I will nurture them to become warm leads. Then I'll again nurture them to become hot leads. And then again, after they are becoming hot leads, I'll make an urgency or scarcity and make them convert to a sale. So this is how this is the actually process which is being carried out. Now, there are many nurturing techniques which we have to follow while we are following up with any of our leads. For example, we end up getting many people who don't have time, who don't pick up the call, right? Or they pick up and they say that I'm in a meeting, I'll call you back later, but they don't respond. And there are many such cases that we get such responses from our leads. So what we have to do in that case, how we are going to nurture our warm leads or cold leads to get them converted to hot leads and then convert to sales. All right. So for nurturing techniques, what we do is we deploy certain tools. For example, number one, we deploy email marketing tools, right? For one email marketing tool, what will I do is I will upload the data of cold leads in the email marketing tool. I will run a cycle of 6 emails every 15 days on those leads. And then I will check the analytics that which leads are responding and which leads are not responding. All right. So what we have to do is we have to, keep repeating those cycles over good content related to our product and services over emails and keep tracking them at the back end. This is one technique. And this is just an overview I've given to you. Next technique is WhatsApp marketing. So now when I have WhatsApp numbers of leads with me, what will I do is I will get a verified WhatsApp number associated with my business, having a professional display picture, a green tick to it, approved by Meta, and a message, a value-driven message for my leads that is approved by Meta. So I will be sending that message, a cycle of messages for over a period of 15 days, twice a month, or 4 times in 2 months. Right? But it doesn't have to be pushy. You don't have to, push people or to blast messages to people to get those sales or to get them respond you back. Instead, what will happen is they'll either block you or mark you as spam, which we don't want. So we have to, keep patience. We have to take that pause after sending an email or WhatsApp. Then we can deploy automated calls. That is number 3. And we can record a message and then we can deploy automated calls. Number 4 is we can call them up. And it's not that we are calling them up and, saying that this is our product and services. Would you like to buy? No. The conversation has to be really rich over what content we are delivering to them. We have to show them as if we are giving them the value. We are giving them the solution to their pain points, right? We are giving them the pleasure which they really wanted, which they were finding for their problem or for their research, for which they went on Google or any other social media platform. So we have to communicate in such a way that the lead gets interested in us, and we don't have to sell it off in the first place. We have to give the value, the information, the knowledge, and then we have to take a pause. right? And then again we have to call after few days, 2 days, 1 day, right? And then we can start building up relationship over communication. We should identify that what are the interests of the lead, what is the background of the lead, does he have the paying pocket, does this product or service suits him. We have to identify everything, and from there we have to take things forward for building up relationship, right? And we have to keep following up, but not in the same manner every time. What we have to do is, either we have to follow them up. For example, if I'm using WhatsApp and calling medium, so what will I do? I will text message one day. After taking a break of one day, the third day, I would end up sending a voice note. After 2 days, I would end up sending a PDF or an ebook or a form to fill up, right? And after 1 day, I will call back, right? Then after 1 day, again, I will call back. After 1 day, we will send a message that we have sent you an email, if you can check that out. After 2 days, I will again call back and ask if you are facing any problems. Are there any hindrances you are facing? So in such a way, we have to, make that effort count in the eyes of the client, that the person is genuine, he is very good at communication, he is very well informative about the product and services, and he's not after me to make me buy the product or services. He's actually giving me the value, and he's actually building up that relationship. And eventually the client has to have trust on you. You have to build the trust of your client over you, so that whatever you say, he believes it. And it should be authentic and transparent. You don't have to, cheat people around for making a sale. You have to be authentic, you have to be transparent, right, with the services and the products, the amenities or the benefits, the features of any product if you're selling. And then you have to show the value, the profit, the loss if they don't buy. You have to be calculative, you have to get things done on numbers. So this is how, this is something which we do in following up strategies. This is one of the strategy I've shared with you. And eventually we have to build the relationship. We don't have to be a very formal over communication, and we don't have to be very personal over communication. We have to balance it out, like what, on what personal interest I can build a professional communication, and always give that exclusiveness to your client. Always give that exclusiveness to your client, that personalization, that, extra comfort, that, you are taking the responsibility for your client. The client doesn't have to take the responsibility. He just has to sign the check. And everything is done for him. Everything is being taken care of by you for him. Everything done for you. So this is how a sales process is being carried out. Either you make a sale, being a head of the department in sales, but it is not feasible. You have to make a sale when, our BDMs are not able to get them converted. When client says that I would want to talk to your senior or anybody from the management, then you should come into picture. Otherwise, you should have a team, and they should be a trained professionals, trained over product and services you are providing. Number 2, trained over communication. Number 3, very well off with presentation and the body language. This is really, really important. Then after having the leads, we should be able to segment leads into 3 categories after calling. And our first communication has to be very rich over words we are using, over content we are giving, the value we are giving. And then we have to give them a follow-up of at least 8 times. It's not necessary that if I've written 8 times, it will always be 8 times. No. It can be 6 times. In some cases, it can be 4 times. But this is actually the statistics results, the study which we, get into and get the data out of that it takes on an average of 8 follow-ups to get a cold lead or a warm lead to get converted to a sale. Right? Then we have to keep nurturing the leads to various techniques. Few of them I've shared in an overview format. Then we have to follow them up. We have to build relationship with the client. We have to be available when the client needs to communicate with us. Please make sure of this. And then we need to be personalized with the client, not on personal connect, but we need to connect with client over personal interest and converting that communication into professionalism. We need to give that exclusiveness to our client, and we have to make products or services or any of the processes to make a sale done for you for him, right? So that we are taking off that responsibility from his shoulders to us, and we are just making him sign the check. So this is a little overview which I've shared with you for sales, and I hope it helps. If you have any queries, any questions, or if you want that I should make more videos on any of the subtopics, so just drop in your inputs in comments, and I will take things forward from there. I hope it helps a lot in your businesses and in your sales process. For any queries, you can email me on ask@ankitajethi.com, and I will be answering all the questions. So signing off, Ankita Jethi. Thank you.